Behind the scenes with Lucy Wyndham-Read. Who is Lucy Wyndham-Read? Well, you are going to find out. 76 million people have watched some of her YouTube videos. She is unbelievable. She's a woman with a mission to help people lose weight and feel great, but she's also got an incredible story to tell, and I'm going to share some of that story with you today so you can understand what makes this person tick and how you can possibly apply some of what she's done to help you be the best that you can be, mentally, physically, emotionally. How are you? Oh, don't worry, it's all good.
Hi.
Are we elbowing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Got it on. I'm put there.
That's absolutely fine.
A report from Ofcom which had looked at some statistics over lockdown, and one of the things they looked at was to see what was the most viewed YouTube videos, and obviously it was fitness. Everyone was trying to get healthy and fit at home, and everyone had assumed, and rightly so, even I had assumed, that Joe Wicks, the body coach, would have had the most views because he's done amazingly well getting our kids fit. But lo and behold, it was myself.
Number one.
If you don't like something, you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
So if you associate with exercise, you've got to run, you've got to do an hour, you've got to come down onto the floor, do mountain climbers, you don't know what you're doing, you're exhausted, and after it you're like, what was all that about? Why on earth are you going to want to go back and do it again? The key thing is you've got to find the exercise that you like. Now, exercise could be just moving your body. It could be putting on your favorite song and just dancing around the room. We are all so unique. I actually put it down to hard work and just having stuff that works. I think there's so many people take shortcuts in life and don't put in the hard work, and social media, I think for me, was the most incredible platform, because it meant that actually, you know, if I just worked really hard, I knew what I was doing was right and it was helping people, then it kind of went viral, and sort of, you know, just word of mouth kind of, you know, it spread. So there was, in a way, there was no kind of like magic winning formula. It just goes down to simply finding something that works, that's going to motivate people, that's simple, that's clear in instruction, and that is accessible, and just by putting in that hard work. Because for years and years I'd posted up videos on YouTube. I think I'd done it that for 2.5 years, every single day I edited a video and put it up, and it was getting me nowhere, but I just knew it was the right thing to do. And it was really hard work. I was living in a bedsit, was so broke that it was literally, what am I doing? But there was something in my heart that was just like, just keep going. It's the right thing to do.
What's driving you now to do what you do?
Do you know what's really weird? What drives me now is the more of a challenge there is ahead, the more I'm driven to take on that challenge. So for me, I strive on obstacles, I strive on knockbacks, rejections, because actually I look back on my journey of life, and actually that's all I've had has been, you know, from being at school, being bullied, being the kind of the kid that no one wanted to pick to play sports with, and so that was something that I thought I want to be able to help people that feel that they're in that situation, even in adult life. You know, if people are being bullied, I want to take them out of that and then realize actually how strong and confident they can be, because that's down to us. And I suppose for me, I realized once I changed my mindset, my mental attitude, and started believing in myself, was when I started to turn a corner a little bit. I was just a little bit lost in life. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going. And actually, I want to make something of my life. I don't want to just drift and be this shy person. It's like, I want to rip out of that and be a really strong, confident, strong woman. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go and join the army. I'm going to do the one thing that everyone will think I cannot do. And even the one thing that I think I can't do, I'm going to do, because it's now or never. I want to really now take control of where I'm going in my life. And actually, sometimes if you sit somewhere where you're comfortable, things are never going to change. Sit somewhere where you're uncomfortable, you're going to change. So that was kind of my mindset. And looking back, actually, you know, I was terribly young, 19. What a wise thought process that was. And I went off, joined the army, and it was really tough, but it made me realize, actually, when you haven't got an excuse, because at school I had excuses to get out of games. I could just say, oh, can't do this, and so you get Whereas in the army, you couldn't say, excuse me, Sergeant Major, can't do games today or sports. It wouldn't wash, so I had to do it. And that's when I then realised, actually I was stronger. Then I realised I could be fitter, everything. And that's where I really learnt about determination and discipline, and that we are all, every single one of us, anyone watching this now, you can do so much more than you realise, like tenfold.
So tell me about what happened. Was it your husband?
My fiance. So yeah, so the love of my life, Mike, was he was in the army, but I met him when we were both 15. So we were childhood sweethearts, and we got engaged when we were both 18. He was just the most beautiful soul, and he joined the army, but actually it wasn't because of him joining the army that inspired me. Far from it. It was I just knew that it was something that I needed to do for myself to become stronger. So he was already in the army, and he was stationed. He went all over the world, and then very sadly, I think I'd been in for about 3 years, and he was in Northern Ireland and very tragically got killed. And that was probably one of the hardest, well, definitely one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. And losing him was a really big turning point in my life. That was then, you know, first 2 weeks you're completely numb. I mean, it was all just crazy, and I was so young to deal with that. But it definitely, in a way, that's something that I think then has taken me on this journey, because, you know, I've never met anyone to replace him, and never would want to. And fitness then for me became a way to cope with the grief, losing him. And it took me a long time then to leave the army, because I actually wanted to come out there and then, but I had to stay in for another year. And it was really tough. I
think one of the biggest takeaways that from her is what doesn't break you can make you. And I think that's one of the things we all face, we all have in common, is adversity. We all have challenges. And what's so awesome is where you see people that have risen to the challenge and taken that adversity and used it as fuel for their growth. So we're about to do a little workout here. She's wearing her famous pink there. Look, I've also got pink as well. Look, check it out. Look.
It's the way forward. Pink is positivity. That's what we need.
I'm not afraid to wear pink. So
Okay.
we've mic'd up Lucy, and we're about to go live on her Instagram, which is
I'm
amazing.
just doing the title.
And it's, you know, what a privilege to be exposed to people who follow her, because I wouldn't expect someone like Lucy to do that for many people, because it's like you have to be careful about who you expose people to, because there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of...
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, well,
We're ready. Right, so, okay, yeah, got 15 on. There we go, we've got 23 on. Right, I've got something really so exciting that I can't wait to share with you all. Oh my goodness, we've got 105, we've got lots of you on. So for me, as a trainer, what I want more than anything is to get you results. And you know what? Oh my goodness, here he is. I'm just gonna go straight to it. This is Steve. I really want you to meet Steve. For that everywhere. Say ciao for now.
And start teaching again.
Have you got leg warmers? Should we do the grapevine?
Yeah, ready?
Remember the grapevine?
Of course I do. 1, 2,
3. Oh my god.
One,
The
two,
funny thing is, I've got no coordination.
Nor have I. Nor I'm the most uncoordinated.
Me too. So if I'm doing your class, I won't be able to do it. But if I'm instructing it, then I know what I'm doing.
So when I started teaching,
Yeah.
the bloke he said, "Can you do this?"
Yeah.
And I was looking at him going, how do you do that? And it took me ages to do this. But what I lacked in, probably like you, what I lacked in, whatever you call it, I made up with enthusiasm.
That's it. Make it fun. I could never do it to the 8 beats. You had to do it to 8 beats, didn't you? I was like always out of sync, but you know, doesn't matter.
Right, okay, let's go everyone. We're gonna start with doing, because I know you can, a hamstring curl. There we go, hamstring curl. How fun is this? Do you see? This is what moving is all about. Let's think. Let's now do a little toe tap. That's it. And then let's start to bring those arms up high. I'm just thinking as I'm going along, making this up on the spot. Oh, do you remember a V-step? V-step. So that was a V-step. Can do a V-step.
1, 2, 3.
That's it. V-step. And then my favourite exercise ever, skater's lunge. Skater's lunge. Who doesn't love a skater's lunge? The best move ever. There we go. I mean, look how easy that is. We've just had fun.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to thank you for for coming here today. You've really inspired me. What would be your kind of biggest bonus, most important bit of information you would want to give to people about losing weight?
Just, you can do it. Believe in yourself. You've got to have the right mindset and have that determination and discipline, and actually it can be a really fun journey, and just don't give up and make it happen.
You probably won't find anyone as motivational as Lucy.
I think I've got competition here.
Yeah, but I'm not teaching anymore. I'm not teaching anymore. But if I do teach,
No, you're desperate to start doing grapevines and lunges, I can tell.
There Lucy goes. That was amazing. If you're not inspired by Lucy, I don't know how to make you inspired. Go and watch her, subscribe to her YouTube channel, and get fit, be healthy. It's the ultimate wealth is health, and don't take it for granted. Do it now. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.